Alrighty, welcome back to another video. This is a highlight from September 1st, and this is a third game against someone where we had matched each other like 3 times. Almost in succession, or in succession. I think it was in succession. And this was definitely the game that felt the closest of the 3. And this is definitely a bloodbath that I'll show you later, but this game certainly got weird very quickly. But this is kind of what's becoming the normal in TBT at this rating, because people either play very foolishly or don't know what they're doing.
Additional supply depots.
And because it's this map, it feels a little bit harder to deal with certain run-bys because of the natural being so exposed, where there's the top, but maybe it's just me. We do my normal SCV scout just to be safe and sure that there's nothing here.
Command center upgrade complete. Additional supply depots required.
The 3 Reaper 2 Lion does move out just as a scout and see what's at the front, because we saw a Reaper come towards us. The lack of natural here doesn't mean anything because you could be lifting it and going to land it. He accidentally lets the wall down at the wrong moment and just lets me in with my whole army. The Marines obviously help him with the damage output because I don't run from it. But this is still bad because you're still, there's still potential damage here, where you're gonna lose some workers for this. The question now is, does he have anything coming towards me? No, because he has a Cyclone at home. In the beginning, there's only just 3 worker kills, so it's not too bad. And now we're just trying to see where he lands the drop and how much he does. third and to keep up with pace of the game. And we're just trying to figure out where he's going to try to land here. But we see him at the natural. My mistake here was not delegating enough army to both bases and kind of just following him when it's in medevac. So that was the greatest idea of my life. So.
Our SCV is under attack.
And the Raven auto turrets are trying to help, but unfortunately I don't think it was enough there. And he's still doing damage to the economy. So he's equalized the game now with 9 kills. Except I have more workers because I think he's not building SCVs consistently. So he's still behind in that regard. But I don't know that obviously in real time. And now we catch the medevac in the lane like this. I don't know if it dies here. Barely not. Like 2 HP probably. And he is able to get away. And I think this does maybe 1 or 2 SCV damage. As we land our third, we should be able to stabilize though. So I'm still ahead in workers because he's not building consistently, or he hasn't been. But overall it's been 8 to 12 kills. So he has done a little bit more than I have. I think in real time I was thinking I was even with him. I don't think I believed I was ahead. SimCity myself really hard with my factories. Sheesh. We unfortunately get caught unsieged right in the middle of the map, but he does walk into like 2 tank shots, almost, yep, 2 tank shots and just does that. And he just, does run-bys. He just likes run-bys this game. Why? I don't know. He just does that. And he was almost able to cut circulation off from the second base to the third. But that run-by definitely did damage now, because that was 21 kills. That should not have happened. I don't know if I'm supposed to see that coming necessarily, because there's no sensor turrets, which is probably my fault. But it certainly didn't help. Where I didn't have a tank ready for that. Because you're expecting an attack at the third, but the natural kind of just is, not defended. But I'm still continuing with upgrades, continuing with tank production.
Additional supply depots required. Base is under attack. Our SCV is under attack.
A drop in the main does come through, and I am inadvertently F2ing right here because I am panicking. And again, that drop does do a little bit more damage, 24 kills now. But I am still, even if not barely ahead here. At this point, I might believe I'm actually behind. I might believe that. In real time. I don't remember what my commentary was on live. But I know this game was a lot closer than it should have been.
Additional supply depots. Additional supply depots required.
And we just move out with this army, inadvertently just walk into tanks.
Add-on.
And again with the run bys, they're so goofy this game. He just like does not give a shit. The worker count is so the death count is so high. Like he just walks into the natural and just doesn't care. Like this is some high kills for just run bys, but this definitely should not be happening. I should have had the foresight to have a bunker or potentially a tank like at home. Like losing one tank for the army is definitely not great. But losing this amount of economy is also not good. 58 worker kills after all is said and done, which is pretty bad for me. So now this is when I definitely know I am behind. And in trouble.
Mineral field depleted.
I used my Vikings as on a patrol in the main, just to see if I could stop any of the more drops. But we do need to amass enough of an army where we would be a problem now. Because I am very behind, and I'm aware of it, but the thing that's keeping me in the game is his lack of upgrades. Because I've noticed that in the game. I don't know if I showed in the unit selection yet, but there's a moment when I realized he has like 0-1 and I have 2-2. Which in TBT is pretty devastating. Also, I don't have combat shields, hilariously. And do I notice it? Okay, I'm getting it. I was about to say, am I getting it right now? Yeah, I am.
All SCVs
But there's a moment where I notice it later. And of course, a few Marines get into the main or natural, which is funny.
additional supply depots required. Additional supply depots required.
And again, just the small chip damage is what's happening here, where he's just getting small increments. It's not enough of a lead because he's also not building SCVs until recently, where now he's ahead. And this is where I truly believe it. This is where I would believe he's ahead, because of the fact that he's done so much. And
Mineral field
I think this is part of the game where I realized that, hey, if this one push doesn't work, I could actually just be dead now. So I add on my fourth just to see if I could, survive in this game for a bit longer.
research.
But I am aware that this is bad.
Additional mineral field depleted. Mineral field depleted.
Hi, I'm recording something.
Additional.
So, what did I do? Sorry, I had to step away for a second, but at this point, we just go for the push, seeing he just lost a few tanks on the retreat. He wasn't smart about that. But I have to be careful because I don't have medevacs. I don't have a way to heal my units. And we just, use our numbers to kill him. Because he doesn't have upgrades. He doesn't know that, but he has not noticed that those upgrades are behind. And 2-2 bio against 0-0 tanks is really bad for the tank player. At first I wanted to go for the expansion, but then I just go for his throat. I don't care. In the same way that he did to me, where he walked into the natural and just, waltzed in, same maneuver I just pulled. Except this time, there's no circulation possible between the natural and the third base, and that includes the main. Because now, this is where he gets cut off. We have to be careful though, because we can't use the stim too much, because we don't have healing in this army. But the point is that we're still on the production, meaning he still dies if he can't clear this. This is still bad for him. He unsieges as I did the scan, which is so unfortunate. But unfortunately, I just lose 2 tanks right there. Because I attacked to move with that. But his last resort here with the SCV pull was a little bit funny. But his army was not ready for that. So inadvertently, he just lost his whole army. So now, this would be like quote unquote even with the kill counts. Because this is 50 to 60 workers. Which is disgusting. But this has become the bloodbath that TBT is. And the thing that made the difference is he has +1 attack. I have 2/2. With +3 attack on the way. And that would be the biggest defining difference here. Knowing that he fell behind in upgrades. And he lost tanks for free on that one siege up where he tried to run. And at this point, you know, this is inevitable. He just dies here. I don't know why he stayed in for a bit longer. Maybe he believed I wasn't gonna look. But yeah, that's game. But that was one of the more bloody. That was a bloodbath for a game. 50, 60 worker kills each. Thank you for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll be back in the next one.